What's up, YouTube? So, today I wanted to talk about how to start a Turo business in 2026. I've been wanting to make this video for a while now, but I wanted to make it when I had better equipment, better sound quality, a full editing profile, stuff like that. I've since fallen under the realization that rather than waiting indefinitely, if I have the idea that this would be a good video, I should just go ahead and make it. This is by how to start a Turo business in 2026. If it's a major flop, I've still got 2027. 2027 is going to come, 2028 is going to come, 2029 is going to come, 2030 is going to come. So my mindset in making this video today is, why not today? I've made many excuses in my own head of why not to make the video. I'm tired. It's late. I haven't got good sleep recently. And then I came up in my head, okay, I'm going to make the video today, but I'm going to go to Walmart first. I'm going to go to the gym first. I'm going to drink an energy drink first in order to give my best effort. But real work, I feel like, is giving your best effort when you feel like not giving your best effort, simply put. So basically, back to the point, back to the whole reason we're making this video. How would I go about creating a Turo business if I were to start over today in 2026? First up, obviously, is acquiring a car. So most Americans have a car. So it's a question of, do you have a 2014 or newer car with less than 130,000 miles? Turo requirements requires the car to be less than 12 years old, less than 130K miles. So that would be my start. I've had two different times where I've started my Turo business. One when I was 19 years old, and one time when I was 21 years old. So, like many 19-year-olds, I had started the business when I was 19, in a rush, unplanned, and I wasn't old enough. Turo requires you to be 21. And that really is the reason why it failed so miserably, because I had to put it under somebody else's name. Now, most of the things I say, take it with a grain of salt, grain of sugar, however you like it. But this one thing I would say is a do not do. Do not put your Turo business under somebody else's name. Because if your car happens to wreck, and this is first-hand experience, I'll make a whole video on this portion of this later. If your Turo car is under somebody else's name, you may not receive that insurance claim if your car is totaled. From personal experience, I can say that. So, be 21. If you're 21 or under, start planning now for when you turn 21. You'll come out the gate way more ahead because you'll be so much more prepared. But, so be 21 years old. That's the first thing I say. First and foremost, be 21 before you start. Then, acquiring the car. If you already have a car, great. So, I had bought the car that started the Turo business we see today. Is a 2018 Mercedes C300. I bought it with 34K miles from Carvana. My credit at that time was probably around a 600 to 630 range. And my interest rate was 17%. And I probably bought the car overvalued. So, even though that car helped pull me out of a really bad financial circumstance, that car helped me get from a 600 to 630 credit score to a 750 credit score because it helped me pay off credit card debt. It could have been way more profitable if I had bought it at a better price and better interest rate. Since then, I've refinanced that car to a 6.9% interest rate. But I still paid it for 2 years at a 17% interest rate. And I definitely missed out on a lot of principal pay down from paying that interest. So, buy the car at a good price and a good interest rate if you haven't bought it already. Optimally, best case scenario, we buy this car cash. If you can save about $4 or $5K, you can get a car to start with about $4,000 to $5,000. If you're unable to do that, you probably have a car payment that's too high. So if you're unable to get to $4 to $5K, most likely you have a low-paying job or very high expenses, and one of the highest expenses in 2026 is transportation. So if you're one of those with that high car payment, you probably have a car you could put on Turo. And the question of, if my car is on Turo, how am I going to commute? Well, me personally, when I started growing my Turo business, I walked to work. I walked 2.3 miles to work. When I could, I would take the city bus. And some days the city bus didn't run, and I would walk that 2.3 miles. Sometimes it's really cold. I'd be wearing about 4 jackets all layered up. I'd have people, and this is another thing. If you do choose to commute by walking or by bus, you're gonna get some looks. You're gonna get some judgment. And what I had to learn is just to wear that judgment. Not trying to make excuse, oh, I'm trying to do this. Just let them think what they think. And you just know on the inside what you're going to do. So I chose the route of public transportation and walking. And then after I repaired my credit, I could take out a whole lot more cars, obviously. And then also, it's a big financial relief to not drive your car anymore. If you're sitting there not having a Turo business right now, you have a car payment, you put that car to work and find a cheaper mode of transportation, you will feel financial relief. Simply put, it's such a relief to have that payment off of your back. I trained myself. I built my business upon not touching any of the income that I had from Turo. I had it all separated. When I started, I only had one bank account, but every time I got paid from Turo, that money would go immediately into savings, and I had a savings account that was just dedicated for, I have a SoFi bank, so I could set vaults. So I set a car vault, and I transferred every dollar that came into my SoFi checking. I transferred it to my SoFi vault for car. Anytime I had a car expense, I took it from that car vault. And whenever that car vault grew up enough to pay off my credit card debt, I took out that credit card debt, paid it all down. My credit shot up like a rocket. And then I used that increased credit to get a business loan. It's actually I got a personal loan, but I used it for business. Now, that I would revise a little bit how I went about going to a business. I got the personal loan, then I took out the LLC, and then I bought the cars. But I got all the cars besides the first Mercedes underneath my business name. Going back, if I were to restart again, I would get the LLC, probably build my credit for maybe 3 to 6 months, and then apply for a business credit loan. So it's not sitting on my personal name, and I could keep all business and personal separate. And that's kind of a key to success. If you want to be successful in Turo and to grow a Turo business, not just have a side hustle, but to have a business, You can't mooch off your business. You got to let him have all of his own income and expenses, and you got all your own income and expenses. You can't coincide bank accounts with your business. Treat him like a whole different person. I can't steal his money. And that's the way I thought about it. Because whenever you're at a job, a W-2 job, if you work with cash at all, you don't take that cash and put it in your pocket. So why would you do it to your own business? You know, that to me is robbing your future self, robbing your business. So what type of car should you choose? I highly, 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 highly recommend economy cars, especially economy SUV if you can. My Jeep Patriots have the highest utilization rates. They just fall off the shelves, low expenses, parts aren't that high, maintenance is not that high. I really like economy SUV right now in Arkansas, in my area. Do your own market research. Every area could be different, but in generality, economy SUVs would be the best. Now, let's say you maybe live in Los Angeles or a major tourist area. Maybe luxury may be the ticket there, but you know, I haven't done all my market research on other areas because I've never lived in other areas. But I still feel like economies would be the ticket there because you're not the first guy to think I'm going to go luxury in LA. You're not the first guy to do that. You're not the first gal to do it, whoever I'm speaking to right now. So, my recommendation, cash if you can, lowest interest rate you can get if you can't, to start your business. Your first car is not that important if you get it business or personal. If you can do business, do business. But if you're in a position where you already have a car, go ahead. Just use your car. Don't worry about switching over to your business name yet. So that's how I go about starting the business, and then from there, getting the car, finding another mode of transportation. I'm keeping my finances separate. After you've saved up, then you can grow. Under your business name, preferably, when you can take out an LLC. Now, I'll make a whole video on credit. Like, credit is so important in this business, especially for scaling. But I'll leave it here for today. I'll create another video individually about credit and whatever topics y'all would like to hear more of. Leave me a comment, please, so I know what to give y'all. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much for our comment. I'll respond to everyone. Give me a like if you enjoyed this video at all. And just hit that subscribe button. Why would you not? It's so easy. Just boop. It's done. Thank you so much.